Pakistani officials say a series of public funerals and condolence ceremonies held across Afghanistan for militants killed during operations inside Pakistan expose the continued presence and support of terrorist networks operating from Afghan territory. The ceremonies involved Afghan nationals linked to the banned Tehrik-e-Taliban Pakistan, including Afghans involved in attacks on Pakistani security forces and civilians. Islamabad argues these public events undermine repeated denials by the Taliban authorities and reinforce concerns that Afghanistan has become a safe haven for anti-Pakistan militants. Among the cases highlighted is the funeral of Ayub Zakir in Kabul, where a Taliban-linked cleric reportedly praised the terrorist and called for war against Islamabad while leading anti-Pakistan slogans. Pakistani officials say the event publicly glorified terrorism and revealed ideological support for anti-Pakistan violence. Other condolence ceremonies were also held for Afghan nationals linked to attacks in Banu Bajar, North Waziristan, South Waziristan, and other districts, according to Pakistani security officials. Pakistani officials say the latest evidence directly contradicts commitments made under the 2020 agreement between the United States and the Taliban, which required Afghan territory not to be used by terrorist groups against other countries. Islamabad maintains that the continued presence of militant infrastructure, public funerals, and operational networks demonstrates a failure to fulfill those obligations. Pakistan has repeatedly urged the international community to hold the Afghan Taliban accountable for preventing cross-border terrorism. Following the Karachi terrorist attack, Pakistan summoned Afghanistan's charge d'affaires and lodged a formal diplomatic protest alleging the involvement of Afghan nationals in the incident. Islamabad also delivered an official protest note in Kabul, reiterating its long-standing position that Afghan territory continues to facilitate terrorist attacks inside Pakistan. Pakistani authorities have called for concrete action rather than repeated assurances from the Taliban administration. Pakistani security assessments indicate a sharp rise in infiltration from Afghanistan since the Taliban returned to power in 2021. Officials say Afghan nationals now make up the majority of cross-border infiltration groups, while dozens of militant camps continue operating inside Afghanistan. Pakistan also maintains that hostile intelligence networks exploit Afghan territory to destabilize the country, with Indian-backed elements allegedly supporting anti-Pakistan terrorist groups through Afghan-based proxies. Islamabad says the continued recovery of Afghan nationals during counter-terrorism operations, combined with public funeral ceremonies inside Afghanistan, provides a consistent pattern linking Afghan territory to attacks in Pakistan. Islamabad insists regional peace cannot be achieved unless terrorist infrastructure is dismantled, cross-border movement is stopped, and all external support for militant groups operating against Pakistan from Afghanistan comes to an end.